Principles Show daily podcast by and for you.
Okay, so get ready because we are going deep today, like all the way to the moon deep. You heard that right, Lunar BRICS? And no, not the fake kind from the sci-fi movies. We're diving into some seriously official stuff. This article, straight from the BRICS joint website. Yeah, that means these nations are actually teaming up, and it's about building, for real, on the moon.
It's about time, am I right? It feels like we've been talking about moon bases forever, but actually getting it done, that's always been a logistical nightmare.
No kidding. Just picturing trying to ship tons of construction materials across space makes my head spin. So these lunar bricks, what makes them so special?
Think about it. What if we didn't have to ship anything? What if we could make the building blocks right there on the moon? Well, Chinese researchers have done it, created these crazy strong bricks, and get this, they used simulated lunar soil.
Wait, hold up. Simulated. Are you telling me they've got, like, moon dirt here on Earth?
You got it. And not just any dirt, either. We're talking painstakingly recreated compositions of lunar soil to nail down the absolute perfect recipe for these bricks. They even tested different methods of heating and compressing, sintering I think it's called, to make sure those bricks could survive everything the moon throws at them.
Wow, talk about attention to detail. I'm impressed. But I gotta be honest, why bricks? Seems kind of old school, you know? We're talking about space-age construction here, right?
I hear you. It seems counterintuitive, but think back. What changed construction forever here on Earth? The simple brick. It's the foundation for some of the most impressive structures humanity's ever built. And out on the moon. Lunar bricks could be our key to building things that'll last. Not just last, but be easier and cheaper to build than we ever thought possible.
So instead of those flimsy inflatable things you see in the movies, we could have solid buildings on the moon. That's kind of blowing my mind right now.
Exactly. And it goes even further. Remember the article mentioned 3D printing? Picture robots using lunar soil to print entire habitats, layer by layer, right there on the moon.
Okay, now, that is some serious sci-fi stuff. But let's be real. The moon's environment is brutal. Extreme temperatures, radiation, the works. Can these lunar bricks really withstand all that?
Oh, trust me, the researchers know what they're up against. They already send their first batch of lunar bricks up to China's space station, the Tiangong. It's the ultimate test drive, real-world exposure to the harshest conditions space has to offer. Then we'll see just how tough they are.
Talk about a cosmic stress test. So when do we get the results? Are we talking years down the line?
Patience, my friend. The first samples are due back sometime in late 2025.
2025, that's right around the corner. And this totally plays into China's whole plan for a permanent research base on the moon. They're thinking long game, for sure. But this is bigger than just China, isn't it?
Absolutely. Just imagine the potential if we can use resources on the moon to build whatever we need, infrastructure, launch pads, even entire settlements. This could be the start of a whole new era in space exploration, with countries all over the world working together, pushing the boundaries of what we know further than ever before.
It's like we're on the verge of unlocking a whole new frontier, not just for science, but for humanity itself.
And, with those huge possibilities come some pretty big questions, too.
Right. It's like we're figuring out the rules for a whole new world. We were talking about the moon's environment before.
Yeah.
How do you even start to deal with that long term?
Yeah, the moon might be right next door, cosmically speaking, but it's not exactly welcoming. Think about radiation, for one. We've got Earth's magnetic field to thank for keeping those cosmic rays in check. But the moon, not so much.
So we're talking more than just a strong building, right? We need some serious radiation shielding. What are people thinking about for that?
Well, some researchers looking into going underground, literally. Building inside lunar lava tubes, which are these natural tunnels left over from ancient volcanoes. Pretty cool, huh? And then there's the idea of putting radiation shielding right into the building materials themselves.
So those lunar bricks might have some hidden high-tech secrets after all. What about other big challenges? What else do they need to crack?
Power. That's a big one. Got to have reliable power to keep the lights on in those lunar outposts. Solar's the obvious choice, but then you've got those long lunar nights to deal with, like 2 weeks of darkness. Figuring out energy storage is going to be huge.
2 weeks. Man, that's a long time without some sunshine. It really makes you realize how adaptable humans would have to be to live on the moon. What about just like the people part of it all? Can we really picture people living and working on the moon for years on end?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's a giant leap, not just physically getting there, but mentally too. Think about everything from growing food to, well, going to the bathroom. And then you've got mental health, how people get along. It's a whole different ballgame.
It's wild, isn't it? We're talking about the very first off-world societies. This is history in the making. But for a sec, let's come back down to Earth for a minute. This article, it hints at how big this all really is. This isn't just one country saying, we're going to the moon.
You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
This is about more than just saying, look at us. This is about humanity becoming a true spacefaring species. If we can use resources on the moon, man, that changes everything. Geopolitics, new industries, even taking pressure off Earth's resources. It's huge.
It's almost like the moon is turning into this, like, giant team project for humanity, you know?
Yeah.
Forcing us to work together like never before. It's almost hard to wrap my head around. We could be watching a whole new space race take shape right in front of us, but this time it's all about working together.
Yeah, and think about this kind of cooperation, this shared goal up in space. It could have a ripple effect. Back here on Earth, I mean.
Oh, totally. Like, what kind of breakthroughs are we talking about? Technological, political even?
All of the above, right? When you've got that kind of shared mission, the possibilities are huge. Advancements in tech, countries actually getting along, even cultural exchange, just by working side by side.
Wow, it's like the moon is becoming this massive unifier for humanity. It really makes you wonder, what kind of mark are we going to leave up there?
Deep question. All right. Are we going to be known for exploration and peace? Or will it be the same old story, just playing out on a different planet, fighting over land and who gets what?
It's kind of heavy stuff to think about, but important too. We're not just building moon bases here, we're building a whole future.
No doubt about it. And that future, it's packed with potential, but also some serious challenges. But hey, if these lunar breaks have taught us anything, it's that humans can surprise you.
That's for sure. Who knows what kind of amazing discoveries are still out there just waiting for us to find them.
Exactly, and that's what makes all this so exciting, right?
Absolutely. Well, I'd say that's a wrap on lunar construction for today at least. But I have a feeling this is just the beginning of our moon adventures, right?
Oh, for sure. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Can't wait to see what's next. So, to everyone listening, until next time, keep looking up and let those imaginations run wild. Who knows, maybe one of these days we'll be reporting live from a lunar city built with those very same bricks we've been talking about. Thanks for exploring with us.